Hi, it's Dr. Lorraine, and one of the more controversial things that we often get asked about for sleep is whether children, especially young children, should be allowed to cry it out. From my perspective, I think often letting children cry it out generally creates more upset and distress in children than it ends up being a benefit at the end of the day. I think there's a difference between children who are screaming at the top of their lungs and needing parental support or intervention, or children who are whimpering and crying with peaks and valleys. So if a child is screaming at the top of their lungs, we would generally suggest that parents go intervene relatively quickly. If you have a younger child or infant and they're in a crib, we would suggest that you try as best you can to settle them in the crib itself without picking them up. However, if the strategies you're doing aren't enough to settle them in the crib, then it would be okay to pick them up and try to get them calmed down. Once they're calmed and settled and looking relatively sleepy, it would be important to get them back in the crib or in their bed to try to help them fall asleep on their own without being in a parent's arms or being rocked. The other thing that would be really important for crying it out is listening to the type of cry. There are babies or young children who whimper. Usually that sounds something like, and then you can hear a pause, and then they calm their breathing, and then they quiet, and then another minute or two later, you'll hear the and then they'll calm again, and you can sort of tell that as they're in the quiet moments that they're trying some self-regulation and trying to soothe and calm themselves. During those moments, it's usually okay to allow your young child to see if they can find a way to calm and settle themselves. However, if it's been a fair length of time, so for an infant that might be 5 to 10 minutes, for a 2 or 3-year-old that might be 10 to 15 minutes, and they really don't seem to be finding their way into a sleep state, then you may want to go in and just rub their back or sing a quiet song or try to comfort them in some way to try to help their nervous system calm down so they can settle to sleep. I hope these tips have been helpful, and I hope families can benefit from trying some of these to help their young children maintain sleep states. Thank you.